bottlenose dolphins can live to be into their 40s and 50s. And our 4 dolphins range in weights from about 400 pounds to about 520 pounds. Now, over the course of a week, we do cognitive research with our dolphins. This is a way to learn more about how they view their environment, how they think, and how they do problem solve, which is helpful for us to get to learn more about our dolphins here in the seas. But today we're going to be doing a little session to help explain dolphin anatomy. I'm going to be communicating with the trainer at the surface using this radio. Is everybody ready to meet our dolphins? Yeah? Okay. Would Calvin like to come say hello? And so Calvin is going to make his way over to this left-hand window in just a moment once he gets back up to the surface. We are going to have the opportunity to introduce you to all 4 of our dolphins. So here comes Calvin, and everybody in this left-hand window will do me a favor and put out your left hand and wave hello to Calvin. Good job. Now we're going to come on over to this right-hand window, and everybody over here, do the opposite for me. Put out your right hand. And we're going to wave hello over here. Good job. Okay, and so I'm going to show you how you can tell Calvin apart from our other dolphins. And good job. You saw how he got a nice triangular shaped dorsal fin on his back. He also is very round. He is in fact our roundest dolphin that we do have. So Calvin left me, and he might make his way back to me. Okay, he's back here. And so, Calvin's back to you. He's a bit distracted. Would Malabar like to come say hello? And so that's a pretty good way to tell Calvin apart. He's quite a bit more round than our other dolphins. Here is Malabar, so everybody wants to wave hello to him. Malabar is currently our smallest and youngest dolphin that we have. And everybody on the right-hand side, say hello here. Good job. And so him being the smallest is the easiest way to tell them apart. Also, he's lighter gray. Good job. Malabar was great. He's back to you. Would Rainier like to come down? So Rainier is currently our oldest dolphin at 30 years old once again. And they can live to be 40 to 50. And we're going to see if he'll come down and say hello to us here. He is our darkest gray dolphin that we have, and his markings blend into his forehead very well. He also has a really nice sickle shape to that dorsal fin on his back. That's a good way to tell him apart from the rest. And so we're going to point out that dorsal fin right now. That dorsal fin on his back is the easiest way to tell him apart. There's his stump. Good job. Rainier was great. Would Kyra like to come down? So Kyra will be our last dolphin that we're going to come say hello to. So one more chance to wave hello to our 20-year-old dolphin. And the easiest way to tell him apart would be that he has really well-defined markings on his forehead or his melon. And that's a good way to tell him apart. He also has a really triangular shaped dorsal fin. So everybody on this left-hand side, wave hello to Kyber. And then we're going to come on over to this right-hand side. If it finds me, here we go. And we're going to wave hello over here. Now that you've had a chance to see our dolphins, is Kyber a fish? Any guesses? No, he's not a fish, so that would make him what? Any idea what he would be if he isn't a fish? A mammal, yeah, he's a mammal. Good job. Kyber's great, it's back to you. Well, as mammals, that means they have some certain characteristics. Do any of you know what the characteristics of mammals are? Okay, how about they all have something like hair. They do have something like hair. They also, oh yes, you in the back, you know one of the characteristics? Nope. Okay, well why would they need to go to the surface? To breathe air. Good job. They have to breathe air to survive. Then are baby mammals born in eggs? No, so they're born alive. And one last one. Well, two more. What do the baby they produce milk for their young. And one last one, they would have to be warm-blooded. Good job. Let's see if they'll help us point out these characteristics. Would Calvin like to come back down? And so we did say, okay, Kyra's going to come back down. And so we did say that they have to breathe air to survive. And he's going to point that out right now. But you'll notice that he's exhaling from that blowhole that's on the top of his head. He cannot breathe through his mouth. Good job. Now, do any of you see any hair on Kyber? We'll go back one more time. Look really, really close. Do you see any hair on him? Kyber was great. Well, no hair? No hair. There's no hair on Kyber. That's because it all fell out when he was a baby. But when he was born, he had some hair along that rostrum or the snout. And it fell out when he was young. Would Rainier like to come down? And so we also said that they have to give birth to live young. And they do produce milk for their young. So a characteristic that you would be able to see on them is that they do have a belly button. So take a good look and see if you can find that belly button right there in the middle of the stomach. Good job. And we'll go back one more time for you to see. Right there. And you notice how underneath him, it looks like he has an exclamation point. Rainier was great. Back to you. And that's how you can tell that he's a male, with that exclamation point under that belly button. If it looked like a division sign, he would be a female. You'd be able to see it that way. Would they like to do some bows at the surface? So as you can see, they can travel very easily throughout the water. They can swim about 20 miles an hour and jump about 16 feet into the air. And they propel themselves forward using those tail flips. Would one of them like to come back down to see us again? They do have one dorsal fin on their back and two pectoral flippers on their sides. Now the difference between a fin and a flipper is that a flipper has a bone structure to it, while a fin does not. And so that means that the flipper has an ability to move. And so Calvin's going to help show that off right now. So you'll be able to see him moving those flippers with that bone structure that he has. You'll also notice that he propels himself forward using that tail flip that he has. And we'll come try it right here. This actually helps him to control his body temperature because dolphins do not have rubber on their fins and flippers, and they do not have the ability to sweat. So then propelling themselves forward allows the water to move over their fins and flippers and helps to pull the body heat out of their body and keep them comfortable. Calvin was great. Now Calvin Malabar here in Kyber is doing a fantastic job helping us to see the characteristics of marine mammals. And as marine mammals, they are protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972. This act does make it illegal to harass dolphins out in their natural environment, which does include feeding, petting, or sometimes even approaching marine mammals. This is put into place to protect the dolphins, but it's also put into place to protect you as well, because dolphins are very large animals and they really do love to play. They tend to play a bit more rough than people can generally handle. It's also put into place to protect the dolphins, because if they start coming up to people to beg for food, they might accidentally get hit by boats, get tangled up in fishing lines, or accidentally start swallowing fish hooks. And so we ask that if you do see a dolphin out in their natural environment, that you take plenty of pictures, take videos, just make sure you stay far enough away that you don't possibly interfere with their lifestyle. And here it would be a great time for us to get some of those pictures we were talking about.